Hi everyone, welcome back to Studio 33 Art by Kay. Today I'm going to be doing a piece of art on a ply paddle which I bought from the party department of Kmart for $3. It's a bit of an experiment today because I'm going to try putting the paint down on it without using any base of gesso or anything. It's very smooth. And this could be a good idea or maybe it won't. So I'll wait until it's dried and let you know how that went. So I'm just going to apply a black base coat to it made out of the Eraldo black mixed with Floetrol. And I'm going to be using all fluoro colours today. So it's the Global Fluoro yellow, pink, blue, tangerine, orange and green, and I'm going to be making some little blooms out of those, so we'll see how they go. So here we go. I'll just pour the paint over. I'm loving this global black paint actually. It's really glossy looking. Now, I think if I had been putting a white base down, I'd have been a bit more concerned because the timber might leach into the white, whereas with the black, even if it does leach through, it won't show. So that's why I'm worried about putting a base. Because if you don't need to, then why waste money doing something that's not necessary? Okay, so I've covered that. Now I haven't worried about taping the back of this today because I'm going to be putting some felt on the back of it when it's finished so that it can be used on a table as a platter. So at the moment I'm just making sure all the edges are covered. With something like this, I'll probably leave that as long as I would if it was a canvas before I resin it, which would be about 4 weeks. Whereas with the tiles, because the tile is on a hard surface and the actual tile itself hasn't become wet, I can resin those within a week really. Because it's only the paint you're waiting to dry. You're not waiting for the canvas to dry, or in this case, the wood to dry. But when it comes to canvas or wood, I would definitely wait the 4 weeks before you resin. Okay, so I'm just going to lay down some blooms. Now today, I think I'll just come down and come around like this and leave a negative space over here. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. So I'm just going to add a little bit of the cell activator to the bottom of the leaves there. I'm going to blow them out towards the edge. Hope you're still in frame. Oh yes. And then just add a bit to the middle of all the blooms here. And I will list all the colours in the drop down description box. Okay. Right, so I'm just going to blow the little leaves out with the straw, which I flattened at one end. Just turn this around. Okay, so I'm just going to blow the rest of them out by mouth. I think we might do another little orange one just over here. I love that pink though. Oh, so beautiful. With the fluoros, they are transparent, as you can see here, where you can see straight through to the black. And I love how the green has formed this edge here. It's just lovely. And the again here, you can see the pink. Hopefully, you can see what I'm talking about. The pink translucence here, transparent I should say, where you can see through to the black. So I think I might just do another, or will I leave it like that? And one more here. So I might go for the orange, I think. Now the reason this one's turned out different is because I accidentally put the base paint down on there as a cell activator, which is quite a lot thicker than the actual cell activator, but you can see what's happened. I've ended up with lots of tiny little cells instead, which is interesting. I'm just blowing that with the straw to try and bring up some of the other colours. Right, so now I'll just use the chopstick and just draw in the shape of the flowers. think this guy is spoiling things because I've put the base paint down instead of the cell activator. So I'm going to scrape that off and put some fresh base paint on, so all is not lost. So I'm just literally going to get my palette knife and I'm going to get rid of it. There she goes. Gone. Now I'll just add back some of the base paint. Like I had before. And all is not lost. Look at those lovely cells. Right, so what do you think, guys? I think they're looking quite nice. I think I'd like a little bit of gold in there though. I'm a gold fiend. So I'm just going to put a little dab of gold in the middle of each of them. And I'm just going to dab that. Just going to use the end of my finger really. Just to create a nice little centre there. Just dab it a few times just to get it to split. I get a shape that I like. This one I overdid it somewhat. So it's just the same as doing a balloon kiss, only you're using the tip of your finger instead. I just dip it until I get the desired effect. Sometimes when you lay colour down like that, it will stay like it has here, and other times it just sort of disappears altogether. So I don't know why. So now they've all got that tiny bit of gold in the middle and a bit of a centre to them. Right, so now I'll just do a few little shrizzly bits. Really happy with the cells there. So I'll just hit it with the heat embossing tool just to make sure that I've brought up as many cells as I can. And that's one very pretty paddle. Okay, so we'll see how that dries because I didn't put any gesso on the plywood first. I've just put the paint straight onto it. This is a bit of an experiment for us all so we can see how that turns out. But other than that, I think that that's a really pretty piece and I'm just loving all these cells. They're just gorgeous. So I don't know if I want to fiddle with anything else or not. Maybe just bring a bit of shape in here. I mean, you can stand and fiddle, you know, all day really, but I don't want the video to run too long for you. Just putting a little bit of shape in here. As I say, I love the way this is, you know, where you've got the cells and then you've got this transparency, and it's really quite gorgeous. And the fluoro colours are so bright. Right, so I think I should put my little chopstick away, otherwise I'm going to just keep playing here forever and I'll end up doing too much. So there you go, guys. I'll bring you down for a close-up. Okay, so here we are. This is the paddle. I'll try and, whoops, sorry, show you the whole thing there. And now we'll just come slowly down. There's the blue one with all the beautiful cells and little gold centre that I put in there. And the beautiful orange, and then tangerine with the yellow. And where I've put the yellow in with the blue, of course, yellow and blue make green, so the yellow and the blue have made a green in there, which is fine. And then this beautiful pink with the yellow in there. How lovely is that? Look, this transparency, and then all the cells. Just beautiful. And then the other orange one there. And the bits of greenery, which don't really look like leaves, but just fill in some of the gap there, really. Vines, they're vines, not leaves. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. I hope you really enjoyed that. I'll let you know how it dries, whether the wood, you know, dries okay, or whether the paint soaks into it too much. So this was a bit of an experiment for us all. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did enjoy that, if you wouldn't mind liking the video for me, that would be excellent. And also, if you could subscribe, if you haven't already, I'd much appreciate that too. So stay safe till I see you again, and I look forward to seeing you back in Studio 33 soon. Okay, guys, bye-bye. So it's now been a few days later, and the idea of me painting straight onto the piece of ply without putting any gesso or any sort of base coat backfired on me. As you can see, the paint has absorbed into the plywood and you can hardly see the blooms. So I'm fairly disappointed with that. But what I will do now is I will now just paint straight over the top of that and do it again. A few months ago, when I first found those party platters at Kmart, I did this beautiful piece, which has now been resined and has a coat of the, as I say, the resin with glitter in it, which has turned out lovely. Now this one I did actually gesso the plywood before I put the paint down, and the paint didn't sink into the timber. So that seems to be what needs to happen there. So I'll know in future to always either put, I think you could just put a layer of the normal acrylic paint on and let it dry and then paint over that. That would still give it a base to stop the paints from just absorbing in, or a coat of gesso. Either way, I think it would work. Okay, so I'll also do a video when I redo this one. That's it for now. See you guys. Bye.